Just about a week before Christmas, and several apartment residents in eastern Jefferson County impacted by last night's major apartment fire lose everything at home. Hello, everybody. It's our top story at 5. I'm Doug Proffitt.
And I'm Connie Leonard. We are showing you video taken here by WHAS11 viewers showing firefighters battling those huge flames on Westport Road. WHAS11's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Jessica Farley spoke with the victims today.
One day after a car crash hit a gas meter and ignited a large fire, the damage is clear in the daylight at the Rolling Hill Apartments along Westport Road.
Blue SUV and a black SUV, they have struck a building.
The gas line is fully engulfed.
Witness video shows the large flames engulfing the top of the building Tuesday. The St. Matthews fire chief says it took about an hour to control the fire. Wednesday morning, the 8 charred units sit with no roof and busted out windows. Wendell Pennington Jr. shares how he found out everything he owns is gone.
It's been a hard year for me, man, and to think that my apartment is gonna burn down a week before Christmas is just like really hard for me. My daughter loved this place,
The fire chief says no one in the building was hurt, and the only injuries reported are from the people involved in the car crash. The American Red Cross tells us they've reached out to the landlord, who told them everyone impacted by this fire has been placed into vacant units in the property. Reporting in East Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS11 on your side.
A Louisville Metro police officer and a JCPS school resource officer driving right by rushed into the scene to evacuate everyone in the building.
And that JCPS officer said today it was the right thing to do. We'll hear much more from him coming up at 6 o'clock.
Also here tonight at 5 o'clock, we are following new information and video released late today from that fatal shooting of a man by a Louisville Metro police in Hurstbourne Acres earlier this month. We want to warn you the video could be difficult to watch. It happened at an apartment complex there on December 4th. Police were called to the complex on Red Deer Circle just off Taylorsville Road. They had received reports of a man pointing a gun at a woman. When they got there, body camera video shows the victim giving officers a description of the suspect before they began walking around the complex. Shortly after that, officers see a man with a gun who matched the suspect's description, highlighted right here by Metro Police. And police say that's when he pointed the gun at them, and then they fired back. Now, we have frozen the video here as officers Austin Taylor and Michael Crow fire their weapons, hitting the suspect identified as Casey Barnes. While officers then provide him aid, others check on the surrounding apartments for any injuries. Today, Metro Police said the suspect did not fire his gun.
They respond quickly, decisively, and appropriately. And it's important to point out that they didn't get the opportunity to choose a time, distance, and manner that this took place. That was dictated by the suspect's actions.
Police say no one else was hurt in the shooting. Their policy means the involved officers are now going to be placed on administrative leave during the investigation.
Now to that deadly shooting at Kentucky State University last week. 48-year-old Jacob Bard from Evansville, Indiana, appeared in court yesterday where a judge maintained his $1 million bond. Now, Bard is accused of shooting 2 KSU students, killing one and injuring the other. Frankfort police say Bard's son, a KSU student, and the 2 victims were part of a fight involving multiple students. Bard and his wife were at KSU to pick up their son after telling them that he'd been assaulted. And according to a detective, the Bard family was actually being escorted at the time by campus police when that fight between the 2 groups broke out.
Right here on New at 5, Kentucky lawmakers suggest changes could be coming to the new state law which bans teachers from texting their students.
And we're almost done with the first school semester under these new rules, and some JCPS teachers tell us it's putting a strain on them. The state legislature passed Senate Bill 181 in an effort to prevent child sexual abuse. It requires local school boards make all electronic communication between staff and students traceable.
Now, in JCPS, those platforms include district email and Google Workspace for education. Isaiah Kim Martinez has the update on whether we could see a reversal on some of these restrictions.
What has this semester been like? Have your concerns been realized?
I have just kind of
not use the phone at all with my kids because you can lose your teaching certificate. That's our livelihood. So there's a lot of concern.
It's been a semester of adjustments and playing it safe for PRP High School's Judy Scott Berger. She teaches English and journalism, which involves a lot of out-of-classroom work. And in the past, students have called and texted her with questions. Not anymore.
It has been an issue where they've been reaching out to try and get a hold of me through a teacher or through somebody else to say, what should I do? Where should I go next? And because they can't access me directly, it's a problem.
It's Kentucky's first school year under a new state law limiting electronic communication between staff and students to approved traceable platforms only, like district email. Some teachers have voiced concern over gray area. Could they get in trouble for texting a family member who also happens to be a student in their district?
So we're going to clarify some of the language of who can be in touch with students, in-laws, step siblings, things like that.
Now, State Senator Lindsey Titchener, who sponsored the legislation, says we could see tweaks to the law as early as next year. Other lawmakers have signaled the same.
How can we facilitate that safety and reduce the burden that legislation may have unintentionally created?
I really appreciate it, that they're willing to step forward and say, okay, this could be an issue, and let's try and iron it out now.
Supporters of the law, passed unanimously by the state legislature and signed by the governor, say it's to protect students from abuse and allow parents to ensure conversations between teachers and their kids are appropriate.
Ultimately protects students from predators that exist within our school buildings, and sadly, they do.
Just this week, LMPD arrested a 5th grade JCPS teacher for allegedly having sexual conversations electronically with one of her students. A police spokesperson telling me the teacher was not using a traceable communication.
It may not have stopped her, but it will prevent it from happening again. She will lose her certification.
As teachers await more clarity, it's important to note parents can sign waivers to allow teachers and even coaches more communication options. I asked JCPS how it feels the rollout of this law has gone so far this semester. In a statement, a school district spokesperson told me, quote, "Like all districts, we've managed to make it work. While there have been some hiccups along the way, our staff has worked hard to keep things moving. We appreciate the opportunity to collaborate with Senator Titchener to address unintended consequences, ensuring Senate Bill 181 stays true to its purpose while working practically for our schools." Doug Connie.
Well, this all comes to a head just this week. JCPS 5th grade teachers we've been reporting was charged after police say she engaged in alleged sexual conversations with a student.
Now, some of those conversations were via electronic means. Police say this woman, Smyrna Elementary School math and teacher Sydney Graff, was engaging in sexual conversations with the student. Screenshots and video recordings of those conversations included discussions about sex, according to Graff's arrest citation.
Now, she's been charged with unlawful use of electronic means to induce a minor to engage in sexual activity, which is a felony. Court records show Graff is also facing drug charges.
Well, we want to give you a heads up for drivers tonight. 2 lanes on I-65 South near Hospital Curve. They're closed right now. You can see a live look of the backup there on your screen. And KYTC said that 2 of the left-south lanes will be closed until 8 p.m. tonight. KYTC says these closures are required and necessary for crews to finish patching the bridge deck, especially for the current weather conditions.
All right, last night, Mallory called it. You said, I think today may feel a little warmer than it's really showing.
Definitely warmer.
And it really did. Did it get up to 60 degrees today? It was pretty nice.
Close. We were close. 58 is what we managed to make it up to. And part of the reason for that is we had such a higher jumping off point this morning. Temperatures overnight only dipped down into the 40s thanks to some southwesterly flow, some cloud cover hanging around. But yeah, it was a nice warm day. As we take a live look toward downtown Louisville from our River City Eye Care camera, as part of our Shriners Children's Camera Network, we're still sitting in the mid-50s right now in the Louisville metro area. Wind speeds coming in from the south between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We had a lot of sunshine around today as well. As I mentioned, we had that higher jumping off point. Temperatures this morning only bottomed out in the 40s for many, maybe a few upper 30s, especially to the north. But your hourly planner through this evening, we are expecting another mild night. Temperatures only dipping down into the 40s as we carry on into the overnight hours. That's as we start to have those southerly winds really pick up tomorrow morning, out ahead of Yet another warm day, but a rainy and a windy one. And we'll talk much more about the rain on the way. I'll be timing it out for you. That's coming up in our 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Mallory. Well, now to a feel-good story for your Wednesday. A Louisville teen is getting his wish granted. LMPD and a team from Make-A-Wish helped escort 18-year-old John Ballard off to New York this morning. Ballard is a Make-A-Wish teen who had a critical liver illness and had to get a new one. Well, he was able to get that new one thanks to an organ donor. Ballard's wish is to meet the biggest police department around, that's NYPD. Ahead of the send-off, Ballard's parents said the surprise this morning brought him so much joy.
It's so nice to see him have some joy and happiness, and it helps you forget a lot of the time afterwards that was so painful for so long, and I think it helps him forget it.
And John's dad said LMPD officers and Chief Paul Humphrey have FaceTimed him while he was in the hospital. The Ballards left this morning for New York, and they'll return on Monday.